What did your first recording setup look like back then, or what was the first studio you recorded at
Tough.
when you started?
Boom. Keep it hot. First setup was in this one bedroom apartment we had, 6 of us in one bedroom. And we had the mic hanging off of the ironing board with a sock. Boom. No pop filters, no stands, no shields, none of that. We had that. And the ironing board leaned up against the chair. The laptop sat in the chair. So you had to find that good little squat to make sure you got all your level and vocals right. So that was the first setup.
6 people living in a one bedroom?
That's tough, right? Yeah, it was like that though. It was fun too though. It was fun.
These were uh, family members? These were friends? These were.
Nah, these my family, but they my friends, but my people, my team. That's what it was. It was my team, same team that I have now. It was them. They my family. So it was them. That's what it was.
Not biologically related, though.
Nah, it ain't. Nah, it ain't biological. I mean, we got one on my team that is my biological cousin, but nah, at that time, it wasn't nobody biologically in there.
The cousin on your mother's side or father's side?
So that's on my mama's side.
Now, what were the sleeping arrangements like?
Yo. Boom. So, all right, so you walking in, and you got your living room and your kitchen set up right here. So you got one of the homies is probably like 3 of the homies is probably lined up in the living room. One of the homies on the couch, and then it's like me and whatever shorty I had at that time in the bedroom. And that's what was going on. It was tough. It wasn't even tough, bro. Like I said, it was fun. Bad as hell.
How long did that last for?
Year and a half, something like that. Yeah. Like I say, made it work though.
What age were you back then?
Probably like 20, 21. Around that time when you do shit like that.
Now, did you use this setup for the first song that we talked about previously?
No, I couldn't even. No, that computer is long gone, and none of them songs will ever hit the surface. Ever. Never. Ever.
Why not?
'Cause that was not it. It just was not it. Like, it was not that. You can't even get that to nobody and be like, this is what I might sound like, because it's just not even worth it. That conversation ain't gonna go nowhere. So just pass it. It was all references. And that's just how they were looked at,
For time reference, it's August 2021 now, but what's your recording process like these days?
Man, so it don't take me too much, I feel as though a lot of that should be my job. So when I walk in there, it's it's probably smoke or whatever, but that'd be about it. And some water. But other than that, I walk in there and they pull it up and we go do it. It ain't too much of that ritual and all the vibes pulling up and all that. I don't like all that. All that's unnecessary.
And when it comes to smoking, are we talking tobacco or marijuana?
Both. We from the country, so might catch you a little Black and Mild or something around there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
When it comes to marijuana, is it recreational or medical?
Both. Cause my daddy got cataract, so he be in there sometimes. You feel me? So that's medical. He got the card, and then you feel me. Be recreational too, cause why not?
Now let's break some of these elements down.
For sure.
At this point, you like recording during the day or at night?
Oh man, at night, everything's real at night. You can't. Everything seems sugar-coated during the day.
Are you a loner in the studio?
For sure. I enjoy that. The more alone I can be in the studio, the faster I can work.
You record inside the mic booth or outside the mic booth?
I prefer to sit outside, but, you know, if I'm networking, if I got to go somewhere and be at somebody's studio, I can be in the booth. That's cool or whatever. I can do that too, but I prefer not to.
Why do you prefer outside?
For real, I like to record myself. So I don't even really depend on the engineer at that time until it's time for you to do what I can't do, you know? Because if I tell you stop here or stop there or whatever the case is, I want it to be done right then and there instead of me having to, did you hear me, whoop-de-wop, all that extra stuff. I ain't got time for that, so I prefer to sit right there.
How'd you learn how to record yourself?
I got tired of waiting, so I was just at a session one day, and I couldn't get one part, and it was because I felt rushed. So I came out of the booth, and I was like, bro, just, you know, I can record myself. And I was like, just show me. He showed me how it worked. And from there, it was pretty much routine, muscle memory.
And it was like Pro Tools back then?
For sure. It was always Pro Tools. Maybe FL every once in a while, but I don't really venture off too tough.
Why not?
Man, the other program, shout out Matt Tito, because he can work that Reaper, but other programs, I ain't going for it. It's just too much, you know? And I guess, you know, it's like riding a bike. You learn how to ride this bike. And I mean, you can ride a motorcycle. I just like this bike.
What can't you do that another engineer could?
I personally, I can't. I'm not the mix and master guy, you know? I use templates, so I don't really do the chops, drops, and all that. You know, I can set my auto tune and stuff like that, but that's just, you know, the minor stuff. I can't do the, like I said, chops and drops yet.
Is that something you want to learn or you're attempting to learn, or no, you're good with the skills you got?
So, like, I'm cool with learning it over time, but I'm not, like, pressed about it because it's like I want to keep the currency flowing. You feel me? So if the homie need to eat, and that's his job, I'm not going to take his job from him.
Was that easy or hard to grasp recording yourself?
I think it was easy because in reality, it's not too much when you just recording yourself. That's not the hard part. Recording yourself ain't the hard part. It's the putting yourself together. That's when it get hard.
Now, do you notice any difference in your actual music when you record inside the mic booth versus recording outside of it?
Not really, because it can be like, I feel comfortable in this booth because I'm with these people. So it might not be much of a difference. So not necessarily too much of one. Certain breaths that I might not be able to take because I'm sitting down versus standing up, but that's about it.
You record sitting down or standing up?
Both.
50-50, or you lean more towards one or the other?
So if I just got off stage, had to fly back, and management hit me like, yo, we got a studio tonight, I'm gonna sit down somewhere. But if it's just a day and I'm just chilling and I know I'm about to just go work, I stand up, you know, if I'm hype enough, if that energy if it calls for it, then yeah.
When you're in the recording studio, top 3 things you need.
Peace. Weed. And water. That's a thing. I don't really do too much in the studio.
Peace. Any more description of that?
Yeah, man, like, don't come in with all your friends. Don't come in with, like, you know, the homie from down the street and he done heard me, so now he want to come see how all that energy don't come with the shorty that you just met. So now you trying to show her that you know me or one of the homies. None of that. Don't do that because it's just unnecessary and it calls for, you know, mental blockage because, you know, people come in with their energies and I'm real big on picking up what comes to me and what's around me. Shout out Kevin Gates because he led me to a lot of that stuff as well. Like, not on a personal level, but just watching him, he put me down on a lot of that stuff.
What does marijuana do for you in the studio?
It eases me. So where I might overcomplicate what I just said, you know, you might hit a doobie and be like, all right, well, if I say it like this though, it'll still sound okay, you know? It gives you and it also gives me like a little bit more of the confidence to try it because you remember that you can delete it and do it again. So that's what it does for me. It just puts me at ease.
Because it is something you need, are you addicted?
Yeah. It is it's a thing, but it's like I think I'm addicted to the right thing. I'm not addicted to the dark side of it, I guess you can say, like the very few dark sides of weed there are, whatever the case is. But the way I look at it is like, I ain't never heard nobody hurt nobody off no weed, so I figure if you addicted to weed, it's all right.
Has smoking ever been an issue for your voice?
Cigarettes, not no weed, but that was when I was doing that.
Explain.
When I was smoking cigarettes, it mess your voice up. And it's just that. And how that go.
When it comes to marijuana, ever had to end a session because of it?
Hell no, but I done threw up being too drunk in a session, like, and had to end it like that. I did that before. Not no weed, though. Hell no.
Never been too high and couldn't finish?
Hell no. It ain't never been none of that. If anything, you elevate and just do stuff at that point.
Is it a certain strain of marijuana?
Yo, so, boom. Pink Runts is cool, but, like, really into, like, the diesels, you know? OGs is cool, you know? But, and there's certain ones I've just been waiting to try that I just haven't because I want to experience them in their totality, I guess you can say. So, like the whole Khalifa Kush thing, Currency's new strain, those guys. The weed connoisseurs, those are the strains I want to try.
Ever record drug-free in the studio?
Yeah, all the time. Well, I won't say all the time, but a lot. Because sometimes you just really don't have time to be waiting on somebody to pull up and whoop you out. You got to work. It's a job at the end of the day, so you can't tell your boss, hey, you got to wait.
When it came to marijuana and using that in the studio, was that natural experimentation or influence?
Nah, I've been smoking weed. I just happened to start making music.
Notice any difference in the actual music when you're high versus drug-free?
No, because I think now I got so used to what I'm going to sound like and how I'm going to do it to where it don't matter what I feel like. I know what's going to happen.
You mentioned drinking as well. Is it one or the other when you partaked in either, or is it both at the same time? In the studio.
So yeah, nah. So like for a little second, when you trying to do the whole look cool in the studio, you really ain't got no wave. You gonna do everything that's in the studio. So if the homie got, alcohol here and then they got the weed, you gonna do it because it's there. But then you start realizing like, nah, because if I do this, then I'll probably get a little tired. But if I just be over here smoking, then I'm gonna be chilling. So it's definitely one or the other. And if it's the one is smoking, I will not. And if I do drink, I don't want to smoke.
What's been your biggest song so far, in your personal opinion?
Into You off of the Rich Vibes tape from last year. That song is what solidified me along with the homies within VGV. It solidified us in the southern region of Virginia. It was Into You. That one had me, Ty, and Spaz on it. And essentially, that song right there, we perform out there and it's word for word every time, like 1,200 people in a barn. just to hear that song.
When it comes to your part, was that created or recorded under the influence of marijuana, or was that drug-free?
I'll probably have.
Because that's your biggest song, and it was probably while you were high, is that a reason for you to continue to keep on recording high?
Hell yeah, what Wayne said. If all I did was pick this up and get better, probably keep doing this. That's a little vague sometimes. You know, the statement's a little vague, but essentially you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm going to keep going if it ain't hindering, you know?
Anyone in the music industry, and when I say anyone, an advisor, a consultant, management, things of that nature, encourage or discourage your marijuana use?
Nope, because everybody smoke weed.
Have you ever made a song about marijuana?
Damn, no, I don't think I mean, it wasn't about it specifically, you know? It was more or less trying to catch the same feel of it, but it wasn't about marijuana. No, I just don't have like a Mary Jane type energy, no.
What does the water do for you in the studio?
Shit,
The last necessity you mentioned.
You know, quenches my thirst. And essentially it keeps you from, you know, water can actually help you stay up, you know, all that sugar and stuff. You go in there with sodas and juices and you crash out because of all that sugar. But if you keep in water, essentially, your organs are still moving correctly. You know, you might have smoked a friggin' half, you know, but if you got water, then you're okay. You might be hungry. You know, some water can help. Things in that nature, like, water is infinite, bro. Like, you can't, yeah, water is infinite. It does everything for me in the studio.
Certain brand you prefer?
I mean, yeah, but they ain't paying me, so I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Craziest studio story, if you have one.
Yeah. So, boom. Trying to see which ones I can tell without making it weird for some people.
Let's get weird.
You feel me? So, boom. I'm going to just put you down. I'm going to give you the light side of what happened with that window. So, you know, at one point, I did have a playtime with certain drugs or whatever the case is, opiates if you would, and I was stuck on a bar. Keep it hot, you know? And it was one of them things where I wanted to put the blame on somebody, but I couldn't, so I started tripping, and I looked up the next day, and it was like, bro, you put the chair through the window, cuz. And I was like, damn, that's tough. Why I do that? And it was like, because you said you couldn't get the bar. And it was like, I passed out like 30 minutes to an hour later, some shit like that. That's what we're going to keep that at. It's crazy. I don't do no drugs, though. That shit's weird. That shit's weird now. So, there's that.
Confusion. You say don't do no drugs, but you do partake in marijuana.
Since when is marijuana a drug? Let's keep it hot. You know? Like, drugs alter things about you. You know? Drugs take your teeth out, leave ulcers in your mouth. You know? Aren't legalized. Those are drugs. Well, I take that back. Most prescription drugs are legalized. But no, I don't. Marijuana's not a drug. I'm standing on that. I'm sorry.
That's your personal opinion.
For sure. 100%.
Because when you do look it up, it is a prescription drug.
It is a prescription drug now. You know what I mean? But at one point, let's keep it hot. It's a plant. And it still is a plant that can grow in your front yard randomly. I've seen that happen. That plant can grow in your front yard. Whatever the hell you do with it, it's on you. Can't call it no drug, though. If I go cut that tree down outside, roll the leaves on it, you gonna call it a drug? Hell no. All right, then. Just like that.